Aston Villa are going into this transfer window wanting to build a team around Gerrard's system that can compete for European football, and I believe if they get this window right, they could really build a dangerous first-team squad. So here is Aston Villa's ideal summer transfer window, including end-of-contract sales and purchases. For the end-of-contract players, Villa should not permanently bring in Robin Olsen as his loan deal ends. They have already permanently brought in Felipe Coutinho when his loan deal expires, and Ashley Young should be extended for his versatility as he can play pretty much everywhere on the pitch. Here are the sales Villa should make this summer. The first sale they should make is Tyrone Mings. He may be the captain, but I do think his time at Villa will be over this summer, and they will move on as he has struggled massively this season. I see him being sold for £25 million. The second sale they should make is Bertrand Traoré. Due to injuries, he has lacked playtime and he should move on to get quality playtime this summer, and he should be sold for £10 million. The third sale they should make is Marvelous Nakamba. I think Villa would need to add a younger defensive midfield presence, making the door open for a transfer away for Nakamba. Although I think he has been fine this season, I see him being sold for £5 million. The fourth sale they should make is Morgan Sanson. He is rarely used and should be sold for something around £10 million. Here are the transfer needs Villa have this summer. The first need has already been accomplished, and that is to permanently buy Felipe Coutinho. The second need is a defensive midfielder. The third need is a left-sided center back. The fourth need is a central midfielder. The fifth need is a fullback depth option. The sixth need is a backup winger with potential. The seventh need is a free backup keeper. Here are the transfers Villa should make this summer. The first purchase Villa should make is to make the Coutinho deal permanent, which they already did. He's been a very solid loan move that is an extremely great fit for a Gerrard-type system, as he is a winger that is very creative in the final third. According to reports, Barca sold him to Villa for £17 million. The second transfer Villa should make is a defensive midfielder, with my three choices being Boubacar Kamara, Tyler Adams, and Oral Mangala, with my choice being Boubacar Kamara, the 22-year-old French defensive midfielder playing for Marseille. It seems that Gerrard wants to move on from Luiz being first choice number 6, as he has constantly stuck Luiz in one of the 8s in his 4-3-3, and moved Nakamba to the 6. Therefore, improvement in the 6 seems likely this summer. Kamara is an excellent defensive midfielder that has great passing ability and a solid defensive presence. At his young age, he has already made an insane amount of first-team appearances, showing that he is trusted. I believe he is ready for the jump to the Premier League, and Villa would be a great stepping stone for him to learn from arguably the Premier League's greatest ever midfielder. He'll be free to bring in this summer with his contract expiring, and it seems he does have some interest in the Villa project. The third transfer they should make is a left-sided center-back, with my two possible options being Facundo Medina and Adalai Salai, with my choice out of these two being Adalai Salai, the 24-year-old Hungarian center-back playing for Fenerbahce. Villa have struggled defensively this season as Mings has made lots of mistakes in his passing and defending, making it seem likely that Villa will get a left-footed center-back. Salai is a defensive force that is extremely tall and strong, making him a perfect defensive presence. Added to that, he is very comfortable in possession and is able to make line-breaking passes at a good rate. He is already a massive presence in the Hungarian national team and seems ready to jump to a top 5 league. Villa should bring him in for a total of £15 million this summer to be their starting left-sided center-back. The fourth transfer they should make is a central midfielder, with my two possible options being Amadou Haidara and Vitinha, with my choice out of these two being Vitinha, the 22-year-old Portuguese central midfielder playing for Porto. Villa already have two solid central midfield players with Ramsey and McGinn, but bringing in a third player would be a smart move this summer. Gerrard likes his two eights to play like Mazzalas, as they run to the wide spaces as the two wingers play much more inside. I think Vitinha would fit this as he does run to wider areas at times and he's extremely solid on the ball, able to dribble past opponents and make great passes. He's also very good on the defensive side of the game as he makes lots of tackles and interceptions throughout the match to stop the opposition. I see Villa bringing him in for £25 million. The fifth transfer they should bring in is a backup fullback that can comfortably play on both sides, and my two possible options are Brandon Williams and Rasmus Christensen, with my choice out of these two being Brandon Williams, the 21-year-old English fullback from Manchester United. Villa have two good starting fullbacks with Digne and Cash, but they need a solid backup who is not 37 years old and Ashley Young, so bringing in someone that can relieve the burden on both fullbacks makes sense. Brandon Williams has experience on both sides, although he prefers the left side, and he is an all-around player that is good enough to be on a Premier League first-team squad. He's not a perfect player, but as a depth option, I like this move a lot for Villa. I see him costing £10 million this summer. The sixth transfer they should make is a winger with potential, and the two possible options are Steffi Mavididi and Keane Lewis Potter, with my choice being Keane Lewis Potter, the 21-year-old English winger from Hull City. With Villa losing Traore in this hypothetical transfer window, I think bringing in a backup winger that has loads of potential makes a lot of sense. Lewis Potter is an incredible English talent that has had back-to-back seasons of insane amount of production at Hull, and many English clubs are ready to bid for him. I like his fit at Villa, and I believe he would have great success. I see him costing £13 million this summer. The seventh transfer they should make is a free backup keeper, and the three possible options are Loris Karius, Fraser Forster, and Alex McCarthy, with my choice being Fraser Forster, the 34-year-old English keeper from Southampton. He is a solid backup keeper that can play at a Premier League level, and this just makes the most sense for me. Not much else I can say about it, and as I said before, he will be free this summer. The total transfer summary goes as follows. The departures would include Sanson, Olsen, Mings, Traore, and Akamba for a total of £50 million. The arrivals would include Coutinho, Kamara, Salai, Vitinha, Williams, Lewis Potter, and Forster for a total of £80 million, giving Villa a £30 million net spend. The total first-team squad would go as follows. Martinez and Forster as keepers, Digne and Williams as left-backs, Cash and Young as right-backs, Konsa, Salai, House, and Chambers as center-backs, Kamara and Louise as defensive midfielders, McGinn, Vitinha, Ramsey, and Chukwuemeka as central midfielders, Coutinho and Lewis Potter as left wingers, Buendia and Bailey as right wingers, and Watkins and Ings as strikers. I think this would give Gerrard the ammunition to finish top half next season.